Talkin Football on WTNS, brought to you by the Jeff Drennen Dealerships.
Welcome to Talkin Football here on WTNS, brought to you by the Jeff Drennen Dealerships. I'm Casey Claxon here with Steve Cores. It is week 6 of the high school football season. Coos, before we start talking about week 6, let's go back and look at week 5. We saw a crazy game down at Stewart Field on Friday night.
Unbelievable game is really more the word I use for that game. 142 points scored, over 1,200 total yards. Up and down the field all night long, and it was really a fun game to watch and to cover.
We also saw Ridgewood and Riverview pick up wins on Friday.
Yeah, Riverview, big win for them. That gets them to 2-3, and important for them to get on the win column as they go into the second half of their schedule.
And the Generals also improved to 5-0 with a big win up at TCC.
And that was expected, no question about it. The Generals took care of business like we all expected them to do. Offensively, scored a lot of points, gave up some points defensively, but really that was really after the fact and really not a concern for the Ridgewood defense.
Let's take a look at the games coming up on Friday night here in Coshocton County. All 3 teams will be on the road. Let's start with the Riverview Black Bears. They head north to take on the Lions of Minerva.
Yeah, Minerva is a team that had really been on a long losing streak, got their first win last week, so they've won a football game for the first time in a couple of years. Riverview coming off a big win. They're heading north, but I think this is a team that Riverview knows they can play with and knows they can beat. I look for the Bears to get a victory come Friday night.
And the Coshocton Redskins, still in search of win number 2 for the season. They head south to the Clay City to take on Crooksville.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a pair of 1-4 teams. Crooksville got a win over Morgan. Coshocton will win over Claymont early. I expect this to be a really good football game down at Crooksville. Obviously, I don't think we're going to see the fireworks that we saw last week, but still a game that Coshocton can win.
And our featured game coming up on Friday night that you can hear on FM 99.3 and on mywtnsradio.com. It'll be the Ridgewood Generals on the road. They head to Kelly Field to take on the Braves of Indian Valley.
Well, no question, this is the biggest game of the year for both teams. Both teams come in undefeated. Both teams are ranked high in their region. Both teams are ranked in the state. I really look for an exciting game up at Kelly Field. This is a type of game Ridgewood, I think, needs to control the football a little bit, and they've got the type of team that can do that. They can run it, they can throw it. Not sure about Indian Valley. I know they like to work out of the single wing and have direct snaps and run off of that, but I look for a great ball game come Friday night.
Chris Wallace also joins us again this week on Talkin Football, brought to you by the Jeff Drennen Dealerships. He is standing by with some of the Generals. Chris.
Thank you, Casey. We are with Chase Minute, middle linebacker and captain for the Generals. And Chase, you're going into the biggest game of the season thus far and your first league game. What are your thoughts and feelings going into Friday night?
It's a big game. It's going to be packed, and we beat them last year, and hopefully we can do the same this year.
Trying to stay focused, not get overconfident, and just making sure we prepare right for Indian Valley, because, they're 4th in Division 4. They're a good football team.
I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good game, good competition.
We're really just hoping we win this game. It'll win us a lot of playoff points. It's just a really big game for us, and it'd be exciting to get a win.
So join us for the pregame show at 6:30. Kickoff will be at 7 o'clock as Ridgewood takes on Indian Valley on Friday night up in Midville. This is Talkin Football on FM 99.3 WTNS Coshocton.
Talkin Football on WTNS, brought to you by the Jeff Drennen Dealerships.